What's up, everybody? This is Sekou Lay Low, and this is an Actor's Insight. I decided to go ahead and just shoot a video. I was overthinking it. I decided I was going to try to kind of have a channel at the beginning of the year. I was writing down episodes, trying to figure out, how I was going to start, what I was going to start. I had a couple of roadblocks along the way, and wasn't able to record those. And today I was just sitting around and I was just like, let me just go ahead and start this thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's no hair and makeup. This is me. I have notes right here to my side. I don't know exactly what I'm going to say, but after I say it, I'm going to tag it and I'm going to put it out. Just to give you some insight on why I even decided to start this channel. I've been in the acting business for 35 years now. I think the first gig I had was like 1991. So I'm old. You see the gray hair. I was actually playing basketball in college. I walked on. It was a Division I school. I got recruited to go play in San Diego with this coach named Don Brooks. Me and this guy named Teddy were playing Division I. We both walked on, and he was going to be the head coach. I think it was at San Diego State. And during that time, a friend of mine asked me to audition for a play. And the name of that play was To Kill a Mockingbird. You might have heard, maybe not. And I ended up going up against some guys who were like experienced actors, got the role of Tom Robinson, and did well in the role, certainly for my first time. And then right after that, I got asked to go do a car commercial. Like, I guess a guy who came to see the show, he was a producer. He asked me to go do a car commercial. We were in a boxing ring. It was for Amherst Motors, I believe. I still never saw that commercial. And then somebody asked me to be in a play, and it was Neil Simon's Rumors. And I just felt like momentum happened. I was like, is this God? What's happening? And I got opportunity after opportunity. That did not last indefinitely, but that was certainly some inspiration there. And I went back to Baltimore, which is where I grew up, and I booked my first guest star on this show called Homicide: Life on the Street. And from there, I was just like, you know what? I think I'm going to move to New York and see if I can get my big break. That's a story for another time, just in terms of kind of how I think about or thought about the business back then. But the following year, after I booked that role, I moved up to New York with a friend of mine who I went to middle school with. And that is how my career kind of started. And since then, I would say that I had, or still have, two different careers. From the time I was in college and I started to kind of book a couple of roles, and I went back to Baltimore, then I went up to New York. I worked from time to time. I ended up working pretty regularly, not as much as I want to, but pretty regularly for about 15 years. And so that's what I consider my first leg of my career. And then I decided to go to drama school. And I was probably the oldest person to ever go to drama school at that time. But anyway, I went to drama school, and I was there several years and got out, and then another half of my career began, which leads me up to today. But with those experiences, pre-drama school, drama school, all of the experiences that I've had in TV, film, theater, commercials, voiceovers, the whole nine, I feel like let me tell somebody about it. Let's talk about it. If I can help somebody like navigate their career in a way that they make less mistakes and they get to their goals sooner, why not do it? And so I just decided today to start, and this is my first video. Now you have a sense of who I am. You can like and subscribe, join the community. I'll do some lives from time to time, just so we can be in community about particular conversations and things that are relevant and valuable to help you with your career. And sometimes I'm just going to talk about acting. Maybe it's me working. Maybe it's about some obstacles that I had in the business that I was able to overcome or not overcome. But that's what an actor's insight is. I'm giving you my insight using my experiences over a 35-year span. The industry is certainly changing right now. The verticals are a thing. A lot of these studios are going out of business, and it's crazy. It's crazy. And so navigating that can be difficult. I'm having my own challenges with it now. But if we have conversations about it, and we can do lives and be in community about it, maybe things can get up on its feet a little bit quicker. Maybe we can make better decisions for ourselves. But let's find out. So that's my starting point. Today, I'm just going to touch on this. I think my subject is going to be, I'm going to actually look down and see what it is. How to choose your training, or do you need training at all? And my response to that is absolutely. As I shared with you, after years of being in the business, I decided to go immerse myself in a conservatory to train even more. And the reason I did it is because I love it. And I wanted to be the very best that I could be. And I wanted to build community and really learn all of the different facets of being in business so that I can go into the industry more informed than when I came in. So my take on training is that you have to know what your fit is. You have to know what you need. You have to know your personality type, what you're willing to tolerate, what you're not willing to tolerate. But I'll just start by saying, yes, you need training. What that training looks like, you can figure it out. Depends on kind of what region you're in, what city you're in, what's available to you, online, in person. You have to figure that out. But on a very basic level, start with kind of a basic scene study class. If there's nothing else available to you, you can find one online through several different companies, venues, acting, training programs. They are available. And you just have to find the right one that fits for you. And just start with the basics. Get grounded, learn scene study, learn how to build a character, learn about objectives and obstacles and things like that, so that you get your foundation and so that you're able to begin building something that allows you to become a well-rounded actor. And so I'm going to stop right there. We're going to get into that a little bit more. I think I'm going to do another episode in more detail about this. But the answer to the question is yes. And the other answer is you never stop training. There are lots of ways to train, and sometimes training doesn't involve acting specifically. It involves immersing yourself in other areas of life. And so that's something to think about. This is an Actor's Insight. My name is Sekou Laidlow. Like and subscribe. I'm looking forward to this conversation, and we will talk soon. I'm out. Peace.